Richie, thanks for joining us. Congratulations. How relieved do you feel to be into the second round?
Yeah, I'm relieved because the ultimate game is to try and be on the draw, being a draw on Monday night, and it's something that we need financially, but also for the exposure of the club. So I'm relieved, but we should never have been in that position. Total dominance, total control of the game, but we have a wacky 5 or 6 minutes and we just keep constantly turning the ball over and turn it into a game that they then like, because every time we turn the ball over, they don't get a pass in and allow you to get back into shape. They just shovel it down the pitch, and it's contact, it's duels, and we didn't win enough of them. Long throw, corner. So yeah, it turned out to be a lot difficult than what it should have been, because we should have killed the game.
And why did it go wrong?
Well, we kept constantly giving the ball away. It doesn't matter in football. If you count, our subs came on, we wanted more composure from Zek, from Brownie, just to take the foot on the ball, just to show that athleticism I think we needed in the middle of the park. But if you keep constantly giving the ball away and losing duels, then football's difficult. Doesn't matter who you're playing. And we allowed them too many entries into our penalty box. I thought we managed it extra time when we was down to 9, because Don was really, really struggling. So I thought we managed that really well and never looked, apart from one set play where he's headed it wide, but there was contact on him. I never felt in danger of conceding any goals. It was just obviously if we could see it through and maybe nick one on a break.
And what were your thoughts about both yellow cards that Jaden Sweeney collected?
I can't remember the first one. The second one was very petty, because he didn't kick the ball away. He just dribbled it a few yards away. So maybe common sense, he doesn't get sent off. But if you read the letter of the law and it is delaying the restart of the game, which potentially it might have, then they're the rules.
A goal and an assist from Sonny Perkins.
Yeah, I thought he was bright. I thought he mixed it up. He went wide. He come in pockets. I thought some of our football in the first half was really, really good. Their keepers pulled off 2 or 3 great saves where we shouldn't allow him to score. So yeah, I'm really pleased for Sonny. He's kept chipping away, and it was an opportunity for him today, and he took it.
And at the other end, Josh Keeley was celebrating with the faithful at the end after that penalty shootout.
Yeah, excellent. And people say that penalty shootout, England fans for years have said penalty shootouts are luck and what have you. They're not. The composure of your mind, the technical ability, can you execute what you want to execute? And I think more than anything, we showed great resilience from where we was in the game to then the end of the game, where our supporters weren't happy, to then half-time of extra time, where our supporters weren't happy again. I think the players showed really good resilience, because it happens. It's the FA Cup. I played in it. I've managed in it. These games are not easy. The amount of games yesterday where league teams either got knocked out, you use Northampton as an example, or Rotherham, who got beat off Cheltenham. But then the amount of teams that got took to penalty, Stephen sticks in my mind with Geisler, but it was about 8-9 games. So it's just a weird competition where we lacked a little bit of confidence when we went to 2-1. And just madness starts happening. But if we can control that madness, then it would have stood us in good stead. But I'm pleased with getting over the line, because the resilience is ultimately what got us over the line.
And psychologically, how important was it that Leighton didn't be on the wrong end of a knockout?
I think more psychologically, that you go to 2-2, and I won't mention team, but I watched a lot of FA Cup games yesterday, and you can go under, because you get nervous. You're thinking, how are these players who we're better than do this to us? It's football. It plays with your mind, the FA Cup. Like I said, I've knocked big teams out, and I've also been on the other end where non-league team has beaten me, and that's in my thought process as a player. And we spoke about it, and we understand it. So hopefully, we don't usually let many leads go. But yeah, we had a wacky 6-7 minutes where we just constantly turn the ball over.
Personally, do you think there should be replays in the competition?
Yeah, I mean, I think you should, but then it's difficult to get the Premier League team moaned about the amount of games, and the reason why there's no replays is because of the Premier League teams. They don't want it, let's be honest. But we play 8 more games than them anyway, so therefore we have 8 more midweek games than them. I know the top clubs have Champions League, but when you add in Papa John's, we got to the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. We've now got another game on a Saturday, which now will change a game to a Tuesday. It's more difficult for us, so the best thing is, Dave, it's not my job to answer that, so replays are not in anymore. So I would have liked to replay. We should have been 2-0 up, and our supporters should have been cheering every pass, and it should have been hooray, hooray. And it would have the players would have grown so much confidence from that, and we would have took the game away from. But as I said, we kept turning the ball over.
Finally, for me, Richie, can I just check on those players that weren't included today? Can I start with Tom James?
Tom James was obviously in the starting 11, and he's got a sore groin, so we had to pull him out, which was a frustration because we've trained all week on a certain system. Jordan Graham was in the team, so we literally got to the last 10 minutes of training yesterday and had to make 2 changes, and then obviously we had to make one just before kick-off.
And is Jordan Graham still with the hamstring?
No, I mean, everybody keeps saying put Jordan Graham back in, He's been out for that long that the knee's not the problem. The surgeon has done a great job. Structurally, his knee's problem, but he hasn't played for that long. He's now pulled out with a groin, a hamstring, and now a quad. Difficult, Dave, because our best players at the moment are on the pitch. You look at our 2 wingers, our options to change the game. If we have Theo and Jordan Graham coming on there, we can take the game in them with pure pace and energy. Obviously, I thought DJ coming on looked sharp, so he needs to get up to speed. Anybody else you want to ask me about?
I was going to ask about Jack Curry. I assumed he's not available.
Yeah, we didn't get no clearance because Jack's been doing great. What I will say is I thought Sweeney's can be proud of his performance tonight. I thought he was excellent. His rotations in midfield, his positioning. So yeah, Sweeney's can be really pleased. I'm proud of him because it was a good performance for him.